Welcome back, ladies, to just a very chill summer series that I'm doing. It's called the Sunday Edit. We don't talk about makeup or anything. We talk about just real topics for mature women. So today's topic is, when did we start feeling like we had to keep up? I've been thinking about this question a lot lately, not because I have the answer, but I catch myself doing this too. And I think all of us do. We wake up, we'll grab our phones, and before we have our first sip of coffee, we've already seen somebody renovating their kitchen, or someone getting a fabulous promotion, or someone buying another designer handbag, or that dream vacation that just looks incredible while you're grinding it out and feeling like you're really far behind. I've felt that way many, many times. Or someone that looks 25 that's really 55. And then we put our phone down and then we start looking at our life. And without even realizing it, we start feeling behind. But behind because of who, or according to who? Who decided what timeline we're supposed to be on, right? I think about that a lot because I feel like there's a lot of pressure. Who decided we should own a certain house by a certain age, look a certain way, have a certain amount of money? All these things start happening after you just fill your mind with all this social media. Travel to certain places or accomplish certain things before 50. That's a big one. I don't remember signing that agreement, and yet I feel that so many of us feel like we had. So one of the things that's been on my mind comes from a book that I'm reading. It's called The Gap and the Gain. And this has been a really phenomenal book for me to read because the authors talk about something that's called the gap. Now, the gap is what happens when we measure ourselves against the ideal that doesn't actually exist. So the goal keeps moving. So let me give you some examples. So say you lose 10 pounds. Well, now you should lose 15, or your business grows, but it should be bigger. You buy the handbag you've wanted for years, and then 2 weeks later, you see someone that has a different one. You finally feel confident in your skin. Then you open up social media, and suddenly you're wondering if you need another treatment. Do you see how it just kind of starts looping and going around? So the finish line never stays where it is. It keeps moving. And if you're always measuring yourself against that moving target, you're never going to feel like you've arrived. So I think that's exactly what social media has done to us. So years ago, we compared ourselves maybe to a few people, right? We would compare ourselves maybe to neighbors or coworkers or friends. But today, I mean, if you think about this, this is just so crazy. We're comparing ourselves to thousands of people every single day, but people we don't even know, people whose lives are completely edited. People whose highlight reels have somehow become our measuring stick. So I think this is where we start. I mean, it's like almost like this crazy fake world. And I don't think it's very healthy. What's interesting though, is that I've noticed that in my own life, right? So as many of you know, I create content for a living. So I own a business, Nikol Beauty. I have since 2006. Social media is part of my job. So it would be very easy for me to spend all day watching someone else's content, or watching what everybody else is doing, who's growing faster, who's getting more views, who's working with another brand, or who's buying another luxury item, who's going viral. You know, I've really realized something. The more I consume, the less creative I become. And the more I compare, the less grateful I feel. It's really detrimental to me in my life. The more I chase everyone else's life, the less connected I really feel to my own. So lately, I've been trying to really change that, hence why I'm reading the book. So instead of reaching for my phone every free moment, I've been reading more. I've been thinking more. I've been working on my book. If you've missed that, a couple months ago, I put that I'm working on my second book, so I'm very excited about it. And I've been asking myself bigger questions. So it's really not what is everyone else doing, but more about what kind of woman do I want to really become? And I think that really should stick with you because you're taking it from the outside and you're coming in. Those are completely different questions. And I think that's especially important after 50 because after 50, we have something younger women don't have. We have perspective, number one. We've survived things. We've lost people. We have reinvented ourselves, hence Beauty Reinvented. We've failed, we've started over, we've learned that happiness rarely comes from buying one more thing or looking 5 years younger or trying to impress people who probably aren't thinking about us anyway. I've also been thinking about how much pressure women are under today. And this is not just about to look good. It's to optimize everything. Social media has really done this to us. The perfect skincare routine, the perfect morning routine, the perfect supplements, the perfect wardrobe, the perfect workout, the perfect home, the perfect vacation, the perfect business. I mean, you can see this is exhausting. No wonder so many women feel like they're failing. The expectations have become impossible. We're comparing it to like these completely edited versions of people. Maybe that's why I've been feeling so drawn to a simpler life lately. Like I'm reading my books, I'm having tea. I love my rose tea. I'm walking my dogs. I'm building my business, and I'm really spending time with people I love. So those things don't always make exciting content, and I don't want to make content about that. They make a meaningful life. And maybe that's the point. One thing I never want to lose is the ability to really appreciate what I already have, because gratitude and comparison cannot occupy the same space for very long. So if you're constantly looking at what everyone else has, you stop noticing what's already sitting in front of you. And I think that's why the gain from the book that I'm reading is so powerful. So instead of asking, what don't I have yet? Ask, how far have I already come? It really changes the perspective for you. So maybe a year ago, you weren't healthy. Maybe 5 years ago, you weren't confident enough to wear your gray hair. I've been there. It's been 10 years for me now, which is incredible. Maybe 10 years ago, you never imagined starting your own business. Or maybe you've overcome something that no one will ever know about. You know, those things matter. Those are victories. They deserve to be really celebrated. I really believe that confidence isn't built by constantly chasing the next thing. It's built by recognizing the person you've already become. So this week, I want to leave you with one question. Instead of asking yourself if you're keeping up, I want you to ask yourself, am I living a life that actually feels like mine? Because I think that's a much better measure of success. So thank you for spending a little time with me on this Sunday. It's just a really great way to start your week, something to think about, some getting into perspective. I'm doing some different content over on Instagram with just thought-provoking thoughts that I think are really interesting. I'm starting very interesting conversations. The comments are actually quite hilarious. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, it's a great place to find some other content. Here on YouTube, I always upload on Thursdays at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I have my Fierce Aging rolling out where you'll see women 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s with me interviewing them and doing their makeup. Very exciting season this summer. I hope you enjoy my masterclass that I also have going on for you. I just wanted to fill the summer to be really fun for you and have something to look forward to. So I'll see you in 2 weeks for my next Sunday edit. Bye, ladies.